Once at lunch, a guy came to Vishwanathan Anand and showed him a 3 by 3 chessboard with 10-11 pieces in it. The game, which was supposedly played in early 1900s or maybe even late 1800s. Vishwanathan Anand glanced at it and within seconds said which game it was and how it turned out. You see, when you listen and watch things at a regular basis, you become a grand master in it. And that's what we do in this new season of Personality Development Podcast, bringing you amazing speakers and their unforgettable tales so that you can know that the biggest fear of stage might not be that big at all. Hello everyone, this is Aaditya Mehta and I welcome you to the new season, and that is Public Speaking Experiences, from embarrassment to empowerment. In today's episode, we have RJ Sheetal. She is a spellbinding anchor, a life coach and a financial enthusiast. So we are going to talk about her tales of public speaking, but before we get started with this episode, let me give a huge shout out to New Image Consulting, our sponsors for this season. An organization dedicated to help individuals and companies alike to build their personal brand and live the life to the fullest. Now, the intro music is going to play. Till the time, you can hit on the follow button and the bell icon so that you don't miss out any future episodes. You do that while I bring RJ Sheetal on this show. Hello everyone and welcome back to this episode. As I have already mentioned, we have RJ Sheetal with us. So hello Sheetal, how are you doing today?
Hi Aditya, thank you. I'm doing great, and thank you very much. It's my privilege to be here.
Of course, it's the pleasure with us, okay, because we really tried hard to make sure that you are on this podcast, and I'm really happy and excited at the same time.
Yeah, same.
Because we have met a lot of times now, okay, but this is the time where we have mics in front of each other,
Yes.
and we are going to speak. So does that make you excited as well?
Yes. I'm very much looking forward to. I'm too excited.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. However, this is going to be a wonderful show. We are going to talk more and more about it. But you see, the introduction which I gave about you,
Yeah.
it was just like an Instagram picture, right? So no one knows the backstory of that Instagram picture.
Okay.
So if you can tell us more about yourself.
Okay. So to begin with, I'm into stock market, and that is the main forte. I love. That's what I love to do. Make money.
Right.
And besides, of course, public speaking is my forte again, because I'm a life coach. And being a life coach, that is what you are supposed to do.
Right.
And of course, I can add on. So I'm a title winner as Mrs. India Creative. So again, it's a platform where you need to do much of speaking, and like you have to establish yourself, market yourself.
Right.
So that is one thing. And of course, I'm an RJ, and again, so it's into public speaking. So it's everything related to somewhere speaking.
Right.
Yeah, that's me.
That's wonderful. And a public speaker who loves to make money. That's amazing combination, right? So that's pretty wonderful. Now diving straight into the episode, because I'm more excited about the public speaking
yes.
part of yours. One thing which I really want to ask before we start this podcast, okay, and that is your journey. Like, what was your journey of public speaking? Like, when did you started it, and when did you realize that this is something which is your forte? Because normally people are good at it, but they don't know that they are really good at it. So what's your story behind it?
Okay, so going back, this is real somewhere inside you. It's not now. It's been there for very long time. Probably when you look into yourself, any individual,
Right.
that would be somewhere there right from their childhood, or probably their college time, or it would be there, but it's not sure, like everybody is getting that platform. But that zeal will always be there inside.
Right.
You know that you are a good speaker, or probably you'll be able to do it. So this was always there. And like during my college days, I used to do a lot of extempore and those things, and of course I have backed up some prizes over there also. So from there itself it started. I was on the stage, and when extempore, you are literally have to speak at that particular moment.
Oh, okay.
You're given some topic, and you have to talk on for the topic and against the topic.
Oh,
1 minute for the topic and 1 minute against the topic. And you should not fumble. You should be proficient. You should have many points.
Right.
This is where it started. So from there itself, you knew that something was there inside you.
Right.
And then I was also into acting. I was also in this profession where again, RJ, you need to do a lot of speaking.
Yeah.
You have to be spontaneous, and you have to know how to manage situations, or probably when you're on stage,
Yeah.
a lot of things happen.
Right.
So this is basically, as you said in the intro, it's a regular practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that makes you perfect.
Right. That's wonderfully said. And believe me, like as an RJ, I always feel very blessed to meet RJs. Okay, especially on this podcast, there has been many RJs who have come. Okay, one of the famous one has also come. That is RJ Lavina Anand, who is from Chandigarh. And I believe one thing which I love about RJs is that they make you feel that they are your best friends within a minute without even looking at you. So it's just talking over a phone. So that's something which I really love about RJs. And speaking is itself is a very noble cause, and I love speaking as well, and that's the reason I'm just excruciating right now more and more. But the thing is, what I want to ask over here is that when you started with the journey, with the public speaking journey, that you were good. But you see, most of the times, even the best speakers face some kind of challenges on stage, which sometimes, they are completely vibrated with that. So, what's your story like that?
Yeah, very rightly said. How many times ever you go on stage, and even the greatest speakers, they have challenges. They have that fear inside them. Any good speaker you can get on the stage, they have that initial fear.
Right.
So probably there is some kind of preparation that they do. They need some time for themselves,
Right.
and some music listening. These are the things that you do, just that you're prepared for the challenges. One, to overcome the fear that you are literally gonna face when you're on the stage.
Right.
And now I would share some experience of mine where I really had these challenges.
Okay.
So there was one movie hosting.
Okay.
And this was like first time I was hosting a movie, and the dais was not there. I had the paper, the script,
Okay.
and the dais was not there. Now the challenge was like, for hosting, we either look at the script,
Right.
and then the dais is there, so we are able to connect to the audience.
Right.
And the real challenge was like looking into the paper, and then I need to connect to the audience.
Right.
So that was one issue which I actually faced, and of course I messed it up. I messed it up a little here, because that was a first experience like that. But yes, the take home message was, you have to be very clear when you go for such shows. You are literally clear that you need that space of yours. You need the dais or probably the things, so that you don't mess up. So these are the preparation part which has to be taken care.
Right.
Besides, you also have to be prepared. Okay, if it is not there, then what? Then that's the second thing.
Right.
You just, because you are on the stage, you can't mess it up with these situations.
Right.
So then you have to be prepared.
Right.
Ki if these hurdles are there, then how are you gonna overcome it?
Wow.
So that was the literally learning lesson for me.
Wow.
That before going to any event, make sure that these things are there. And if it is not it, then what is the second thing that you're gonna do it?
Right. So what was the second thing which you probably do now when there are certain things which are not
Yeah,
available?
of course. So you get breaks in between. So
Uh-huh.
you are scripting your own sequence of story.
Hmm.
So it was a movie hosting. पहले हम क्या बोलेंगे? It's about the movie part, or it's
Right.
about the director, producer.
Right.
Then you take a break.
Hmm.
You should know where to cut it.
Hmm.
So you get a break, and there you prepare for the next what you're gonna speak.
Right.
So this is how you need to cut things.
Huh. Right.
क्या होता है? Sometimes your script is so long, and you go with the flow.
Correct.
And when you're going with the flow, you literally are looking at the script, and when you look at the audience, the connect is gone.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just reading it out, and you're not in touch with your audience.
Right.
So that connect, that you need to build that connect, even as an RJ. So that 1.5 minutes, as you said,
Yeah.
we need to build that connect.
Yeah. That's
That
true.
is very important.
That's true. Yeah.
So that is the main thing that you first need to build as a speaker.
Wow.
You just can't be there, and if people are looking at you and they are not connecting,
Right.
then there's no point being a speaker over there.
That's true.
That's the whole concept.
Right.
And how you're gonna get that connect. No, as you said, na, even the biggest of speakers have their problem, but audience don't know.
Yeah.
That's only inside us.
Hmm.
But this is something that need to be worked.
Right. That's wonderfully said.
Yes.
That's very well said. Also, audience, I believe there is a great lesson for us as well over here, that she didn't quit after messing up. Okay, she was just like, okay, this is a learning lesson for me, and I'm going to improve on that. So I believe that's really a biggest lesson over here, and for that reason itself, we have this amazing season, right? So that you can come to know that why messing up is a learning part and it is not to quit, right? So I hope you have get that message loud and clear. However, coming back to you, Sheetal, one thing which I really admired, and that is to have that connect as an anchor, as an RJ. You always have to build that connect with the audience, okay? And I have been a public speaker myself, so I know that the connection is really important.
Yeah.
But now the problem sometimes which may occur is that you have lost that connect in between the show because something has been messed up.
Yeah.
Sometimes, let's say the mic didn't work out. Sometimes the mic wasn't working. Sometimes we come to know that the guest which we were supposed to introduce, that's not coming, and now someone else is coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so all these things happen as an anchor.
Yes.
Okay, and sometimes the connect is completely lost.
Yes.
How do you manage to get it back?
Okay. So this I have learned literally being an RJ. So when you lose that connect, or probably things are not working in your favor, there the first thing you just need to do is smile.
Yeah.
When you smile, that instant smile creates an aura. Your tensions are released. You get your connect with yourself first. You say, when you smile, you are accepting, okay, these are the things, these are the facts that's happening. And I am accepting it. And once you accept these things, then the second part, which is very crucial, is being humorous. Again, you can't show your tensions to the audience. This is second workout which you need to do. One, connect. And second thing, you have to be relaxed at all time. So your facial expressions, or probably any fear of yours,
Yeah.
you can't show to the audience.
Right.
Again, if you show that, then there is again a possibility of losing the connect. So this is very important.
Right. Very well said.
And however, your script is what you have written. Your
Audience doesn't know
story,
about it.
yes. Your story is something that you have created.
Yeah.
So you can just work on it.
Right. That's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things which I believe it just takes me to my past. Okay, where I started public speaking for the very first time. It was in a college. Audience, I have shared that entire episode, and based on that, what are the things I have learned? So you can listen to that as well. So over there, what I did was I did like one tiniest mistake. Okay, and then it was done. I was in a big pressure at that moment of time. I literally felt like that I just want to get out of that stage and go in the washroom and just hide myself. Okay, so that was the idea which I had in my mind, but somehow I needed to complete the script which I had.
Yes.
Right, so I believe it's a really great tip for all the people out there who might be starting with the public speaking. And I believe somewhere or the other way, either you are starting public speaking in your school or college, or you are starting in a
Yes.
corporate office.
Yes.
But someday everyone has to do a public speaking. I mean, that's something which is inevitable as well,
Exactly.
right? Now, the next question which I have about your experience, okay, where you know you have somewhere, okay, understood that the language barrier, which normally everywhere we go through, and we get that language barrier, right? I'm not that good in English, okay,
Yeah.
but I somehow have now managed it to speak a decent English so that the audience can understand.
Yeah.
And they are very forgiving as well. Sometimes I make a mistake, they just forgive me. Okay, so the point over here is when there is a language barrier, okay, so someday, let's say if there is a complete Shuddh Hindi which you have to speak, and that's nowadays it is difficult. Being the person we are in Mumbai, it's really difficult to speak that
Yes.
pure Hindi language. So ऐसा कोई आपका experience रहा हो? See, experience में मुझे हिंदी में नहीं आता है, अनुभव रहा हो, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, I had one such experiences
Yeah.
to share with you. That was like I must tell you. So there was one Hindi movie, and of course I did the hosting, and uh, the director had told me that the hosting has to be in Shuddh Hindi. Now, thanks to Chat GPT, AI, so it was easy for me to script it, the Shuddh Hindi part.
Right.
But the scripting is just not that one thing which is the game is over.
Yeah.
Now, because you're gonna present it over there.
Right.
And I was well prepared. I sent my recordings to the director, and I just sent a script also. I sent my recordings, I recorded, I modulation practice kiya. I did everything. I was literally practicing for 2 days.
Okay.
Because it was a Shuddh Hindi part where we don't speak that Shuddh Hindi.
Right.
Like literally everything was in Hindi. Sangeetkar and
Okay.
Nirdeshak.
Yeah.
Matlab everything, director, producer, co-producer,
Oh, okay.
and playback singers. Everything. Matlab literally.
Just one thing. What is playback
Oh,
singer in
come
Hindi?
on, don't
I
ask.
really want to know that.
Even I have to Google it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually the concept is this, that
Yeah.
because I had to Google it, and
Right.
even now I'm not
Of course.
pro at Hindi.
Right.
This should the Hindi part.
Yeah.
So I did the best scripting. Everything was ready. But then what happened there is, when I had gone, I finished up with everything. It was great.
It was
As per me, I did a very good, fantastic job because I had done so much of research.
Yeah.
I had prepared the whole script.
And you found out what a playback singer is known in Hindi
Yeah,
as well,
exactly.
right?
Everything, and if I get an opportunity, I'll read that out to you probably.
Of course.
I have that script with me. So
Right.
just a part of it, I'll read it. You will say, oh my God, this is too much of Hindi.
I would love to read.
And literally what happened, that was too much of Hindi for the audience to connect.
Yeah.
They did not understand what I was talking. So the problem was, I prepared it so damn like pure Hindi
Right.
that audience couldn't understand what I was talking.
So audience must not have got it who is the playback singer as well.
Yeah, exactly. So not only playback singer, बाकी पूरा कुछ सब कुछ हिंदी में था.
Right.
सब कुछ. This movie is based on this sahitya from this, from literally complete Hindi.
Right.
And that too the purest form of Hindi.
Wow.
So it was like later I got a feedback saying that it's Hindi, but you shouldn't be so pure Hindi. We have to take a dictionary and look in for the meaning.
Yeah, I got that.
So literally that happened. I was
Right.
it was so much of Hindi that people came and gave me this feedback.
Okay.
That this has to be like not this way, that we have to take a dictionary and find the meaning.
Right.
So again, there is something you did not connect to the audience there.
Right. 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 Right.
So you need to know who your audience are.
That's a very well
Yeah.
example for knowing your audience
Exactly,
first.
knowing your
Okay.
audience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as you said, you might be pro at English,
Yeah.
or probably you might be pro at Hindi.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works that you mix both,
Yeah.
and sometimes it works that you go with a plain Hindi or
Hmm.
a simple understandable English,
Right. Right.
not a proficient one,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
not a high level, high standard one, but a normal that every individual is able to understand it.
Right. Right.
That is the main focus that every public speaker should
Wow.
have.
That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So where you are, what context you are into, who is your target audience,
Hmm. Right.
these are the things which you need to concentrate on.
Yeah, that's very well said.
Yeah.
Actually, audience, I would like to ask you one question. If you know what is a playback singer in Hindi, do comment, because I would really love to read it. And one follow-up question which I have for you right now. You wanted to say something. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was just trying to recollect what is playback singer. Let
Ah.
me just see if I could.
No, but it's fine. I mean, I can completely
Yeah.
understand. It's a very difficult. It must be a very difficult word to
exactly.
really recollect as
Yeah.
well.
So we'll have one more podcast on Hindi words.
On Hindi words, yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Although I might not understand much, but yeah, sure. So one follow-up question over here. Okay, so now onwards, whenever you go for an anchoring job, okay, whenever you go for an anchoring event, do you ask the organizer what's the audience be like, or you just try to connect with them? How is it?
Yes, definitely that was the learning lesson. From then onwards,
Mm-hmm.
I make sure doubly check it that the recordings also which I have sent,
Yeah.
they go through it.
Ah.
They make sure that I'm going on the right track.
Right, 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 right.
So that time the director was so damn busy that he couldn't go through the recordings,
Right.
and he was completely dependable on me.
Oh,
But
got it.
what happens is you just have that one opportunity,
Hmm.
and if you mess up, of course you learn your lessons and you
Right.
come back.
Right.
But however, you have messed up something over there.
Yeah.
You have lost one opportunity.
Right.
You have failed to create an impact.
Impact. True.
You take the lessons back home. You work on it. You come up. But or you also have to learn that you don't make the mistakes at all
Right.
on the first place.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So that preparation part has to be done. So that is one thing which I want to share with people.
Yeah. Right. That's a
Because the
wonderfully said.
preparation is very important. आपने सब prepare किया. You are so damn good. But what happens if you lose that one opportunity?
Right. That's very well said.
Yes. So then your preparedness somewhere fails. And somewhere professionally, you are not supposed to do that.
Ah, right. That's true. If you are a professional public speaker, you shouldn't be doing that.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. So then it is, of course, these were the initial stages.
Yeah.
But later on, once you learn from that, you are not going to make the same mistakes again and again.
Right. That's very well said.
But since I'm sharing these experiences, I'm sure if someone is following your podcast, they will make sure that they don't make these mistakes at the first place itself.
Yeah.
It's a learning lesson for them from someone
True.
else's mistake.
True, true. Actually, there are two things which the message is going to the audience right
Yes.
now, and the messages, two messages, which are loud and clear right now. Is one, they do a good preparation, and the second thing is, even if they have messed up before, that doesn't mean that you are going to mess up again.
Yes.
Right? It's fine. Mistakes do happen, but mistakes are basically a learning lesson. So make sure to give yourself unlimited chances, and it's fine, completely fine, right? Now, one more thing which I would like to ask. You have said a lot of things about preparations. Okay, of course, you have shared about the language part and the knowing of the audience. But other than these, what are other preparations which you do when you go for an anchoring event?
Okay, so if it's an anchoring part, the voice modulation is again one of the
Yeah.
most important part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you need to know where your pitch is to be high, where your pitch is to be low,
Hmm.
and you need to maintain a tempo when you
Right.
speak.
Right.
So these are the things which is very important. Where to take pause when you speak. The
Hmm.
pauses are very important.
Right.
Again, that helps or your audience to hold back and just connect to you again.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's just that pause.
Yeah.
If they are the thoughts just wander here and there,
Yeah.
they connect back to you because of these pauses.
Wow. That's a great advice.
Yeah.
And I believe this is one advice which I would like to know as well. This next question, because I have been in the situation, okay,
Yeah.
where it was not a speaker's mistake, it was not
Okay.
the anchor's
Okay.
mistake, okay, but the crowd which has been gathered, you were actually expecting a different crowd,
Huh.
but some other crowd has come into the picture. You are not prepared for it. Okay, so for example, I usually give workshops and seminars on different topics like interview techniques. So once when I went over there to give a workshop on interview techniques, how to crack at the interview. So normally the audience which I was expecting is at least above 12th grade. Okay, because over there the people just start to earn money as well, some part-time jobs and some certain
Yeah.
things, right? So that's what I was expecting. Now, then I came to know over there that approximately 75% of the audience were from school.
Oh.
And the moment I said about this referral letter, no one understood what
Yeah.
referral letter is,
Yes.
right? And everyone was scratching their heads, like, what is he speaking about? Okay. So, these are certain times where
Yes.
the anchors are like, okay,
Exactly.
now what should I do?
Yeah.
So, has it ever happened to you? And what should an anchor or a speaker should do in these kind of things?
Okay, this kind of incident has never
Hasn't
occurred
ever
with me.
happened with you?
No,
Okay.
yeah, never occurred with me at least. But I would say that if you have the preparation time,
Hmm.
even 5 minutes,
Hmm.
once you know your audience, who your audience are,
Right.
you take that 5 minutes or 10 minutes preparation time
Hmm.
to just jot down few points which will connect to your audience,
Right.
because just giving something which is not related to them
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
will not be useful for you also and for them also.
Correct. That's very well said.
Yeah, so that is what I think you should be doing if you're stuck in such kind of
Yeah.
situations, because again, uh, misinterpreting or misdelivering to wrong audience
Yeah.
will damage our
Reputation as well.
yes.
Right, right, right. And exactly, audience, that's what I did as well. Okay. I actually switched the topic to
Yes.
personality development
Yeah.
from interview techniques because no one
Great.
actually understood what these
So
things were.
applause
So
for you. Very nice.
thank you. I
That
always do that.
presence of mind is very important.
Yeah, that thank you so much. So,
Yes.
audience, you know whom to connect. There are two people right over here. You can connect with us if you are facing
Yes.
some situation. However, I'm going to ask that you now. Okay, if people wants to get connected with you.
Yes.
Okay, if people wants to reach out to you, where they can find you on the internet.
Okay, so I'll share my Instagram handle.
Sure.
So that is one way. They can DM me directly.
Right.
And of course, I'm coming up with this life coaching in the name of Life Compass
Wow.
by Sheetal. Because, okay, so even as a part of my life coaching thing, I'm taking some pro bono sessions as well.
Whoa.
Uh,
Nice.
because we need to complete few hours for our certification,
Right.
and definitely this will be helpful for many of them over there,
Correct.
so at least they can take the first session and see how it's going to help them,
Right.
either public speaking, personality development, that's
Hmm.
my niche as well.
Right.
as a life coach, I am a personality development coach.
Right.
So people can take advantage of this pro bono sessions
Of course.
and look where they are lacking, or probably what has to be corrected, or see, we are not gonna it's not a hand holding support. I mean, we are not decision makers.
Right.
We don't do counseling, or basically a life coach is the one who empowers you, or helps you to identify your own strength
Right.
and your limiting beliefs.
Right.
It's, you just expand your limiting beliefs. You're out of your limiting beliefs.
Right. Right.
So that is what we do actually.
Right. That's wonderful,
Yeah.
actually. And audience, let me tell you one great thing about life coaches is when you connect with them, they actually ask you the very right questions.
Exactly.
So that you can come to know where you are at and where you can go. Right. So I would say just get connected with her and see how the magic happens. But hey, make sure to mention to her that you have listened to her on personality development podcast so that you can get that priority reply as well, right? So make sure to do that. And Sheetal, we are almost on the verge of ending this episode.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
only for your audience that
Yeah.
this offer is.
Of course, yeah. So audience, you
Yes,
heard that,
exactly.
right? So one last thing which you would like to share with the audience before we end the show.
So I would like to say that if you want to become a public speaker, the first thing that you need to do is enough practice, because practice makes perfect, and it's not one time, two time. Initially you just need to do 25, 30, 40, 50 times, 100 times, till you become a pro. And once you get it into your blood, then you will not be making these mistakes जो हम यहाँ discuss कर रहे हैं. These mistakes won't occur only once you become a pro at it. And second thing, the most important thing, that the mistake that everybody makes, we have a script and we just go with the script, we go with the flow, we just keep doing blah blah blah. The first point is over, second point is over, third point we have missed, we have said the fourth, fifth, sixth, and now we remember, oh, the third point has been missed. And what we do, we just again go back to the third point and start from there.
Yeah.
So what happens, there is, at the end, people will not take any message.
Right.
They will go back home without any message, because you have messed up, you have clubbed everything together. So if you miss something, leave it. It's your script, only you know it.
Right.
But whatever you have given 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, you have given enough points, which is sufficient for them to take back home. And there they will remember what you have given it to them.
Right.
This is one tip which I would like to share.
That's a wonderful thing, and it was a quick summary for the entire episode as well. So that's very well said, and I really appreciate you to take your precious time out for this podcast. We are really the whole team thanks you for that. So thank you so much for being a part of this show. And with that being said, audience, thank you so much for listening to this entire episode. If you feel that this episode and this podcast adds value in your life, make sure to share it with your loved ones as well. This is Aaditya Mehta along with RJ Sheetal signing off from this episode. See you in the next one. Till then, peace out. everyone, and welcome back to this episode. As I have already mentioned, we have RJ Sheetal with us.